So right. So in the previous session, we started with the array concept. Let us continue with this array. In the previous session, we started with the array. Let us continue with the array concept. Right. So let us do some examples on it. Create a wrapper class, product info with name, price, quantity. Create a array and insert the data. Take one by one element. From the array and display. I told you already, collections is the major topic of development. The more strong you are on the collections, the more strong you are on the development side. Practice a number of examples on these concepts. Create a wrapper class, product info. Create a wrapper class, product info with the name, price, quantity. Create array of product info. Insert the elements, display the value one by one. Start implementing the example. Start creating the wrapper class first. How did you create a wrapper class? Public class, product info. I was supposed to create public string name, public decimal price. This is the wrapper class I have created. Right? Now, create a array of wrapper class. Create array of wrapper class. Create array of wrapper class. Create an array of wrapper class. Insert the data into an array. Create array of wrapper class. Insert the data into an array. Create array of wrapper class and insert the data into an array. Create array of wrapper class. Insert the data into an array. That's what you are supposed to do. Product info P1 equal to P1 dot name, P1 dot price 50,000, P1 dot quantity. So I have created a product. Once you have created the product, what I was supposed to do? Put the data into an array. Products of 0 equal to. Similarly, create the next one. Product info P2 equal to new product info. MacBook. P2 dot price. Right. People are done with this. Right. Now, look at the story. Now it is going to be like this. Try to understand this. Everyone, look at this. We had a quantity. This is how we got the data. Now, how to refer to this one by one element? Try to understand the concept. Each one is one product, right? What was this? Now try to understand this. I told product info P. So product info P. This will refer to one product. Product info P will refer to what? One product. I told this is P. This is one product, second product, third product. So product info P colon products. In the products, one by one product I am taking for product info P. P is referring to first product in the products. In the array of products, P is referring to first product. Then I told here system.debug p.name system.debug p.price. This is how we got it here. So what is p.name? iPhone. Price, quantity. Logic is completed. Then move the P to the next one. Then move the P to the next one. Now what is P now? P MacBook. Price. Done. Then go to the next. What is P? P 80,000. Then what is P? There is nothing. So what happened? When I say array of products, how I should give? If it is array of product info P colon array of elements. In that array, take one by one element and start running the logic. Is that was clear for everyone? Right? So when it's a product info P, it is referring to the first product in the list. Then completed, go to the second one. Completed, go to the third one. Previously, same thing I wrote like this, right? Same thing I wrote, integer I equal to 0, I is less than. System.debug products of I dot this is how I wrote. Same logic I was making simplified like this. Are you clear about this? Everyone has followed about this loop? Clear for everyone? So if array is of product info, I will take product info. If array is of employee, I will take employee. Now let us see. Let me take a next example here. I have employee is equal to this is how I have a structure. In this structure, I have some data. This is the array of employees. Now take one by one employee and print me. Now I have array of employees. Write a logic to take one by one employee and print it. I have array of employees. Write a logic to take one by one employee and print the value. I have array of employees. Write the logic to take one by one employee and print the value. Write a loop to refer to one by one employee and print the values. Write a loop to refer to one by one employee and print the value. So what type of array is this? Array of employees. So you have to give employee E. Now here, why did you take employee here? Because it is an array of employees. That is the reason I have taken employee. Now what is this employees? It is an array, group of elements. It is a group of elements. Right. Start taking the code. Then I was supposed to give system.debug. So people are good with this? People are good? Right, boss? Okay. Now, next one. Loop is clear. The format of reading the loop is clear. Everyone is comfortable with the loop. Right, Amma? Everyone is good with that loop? Everyone is able to follow? Right. Let us take the next example. Now, look at the format. We have taken array of primitive members, array of wrapper classes. Now I want to take S objects. Now, array of S object. Tell me some of the S objects. Generally, in the database, you call it as object. In the Apex programming, whatever the tables you have created in the database, we are going to call them as S object. So what happened here? Name some of the S objects. Account, contact, opportunity, loan. S object means Salesforce object, not standard object. Now, every S object, this is a table in the database. Account is a table in the database. Contact is a table in the database. Opportunity is a table in the database. How do you refer to this tables in the Apex programming. In the Apex programming, everything is going to be a class only. In the Apex programming, everything we should refer in the form of class only. But in the database, whatever the tables we created, how do you refer to those tables in the Apex programming? So for every table, there is an equivalent class. For every S object in the Apex programming, we have standard classes. For account table, there is a standard Apex class called account. For a contact table, there is a standard Apex class called contact. Every table you find in the database has some predefined Apex class created by the Salesforce. Every table you have in the database, for that, Salesforce has created one Apex class internally. If there is an account table, how do you refer in Apex class? How do you refer in the Apex programming? Account class. Contact table in the Apex programming, contact class. Loan table in the Apex programming, loan class. So for every table we create in database, there is an equivalent Apex class. With the help of the Apex class, we write the program. Are you clear? Now, if it is a class, how do you use? If it is a class, what will I do? Create an object. If it is a class, if I want to use, how do I use it? Create an object, then use it. Am I clear? Okay. Try to understand the point carefully, Amma. Right. In the account. In the account, what are the fields we have? Name. These are the fields in the account table. Now, what the Salesforce has created? It has created a public class account with what are the fields are there? Those fields are created as variables in the class. So it is representing what? Whatever the table we have, the table is taken as Apex class. What are the fields are there? They are taken as variables in the Apex class. Are you getting my point? Is that was clear for everyone? Is that was clear for everyone? Okay. Now, if I want to use it, how do I use it? Account ACC equal to new. Now we are creating an object for the class, which means trying to create a record in the table. Did you get my point? Table is referred with the class. Record will be referred with the object. Table is referred as class. Record is referred as object. Now, is that was clear? ACC dot name. This is what I create. Did you save this to table database? No, you only created. If I create like this, just like this. Look at the point. Now, look at this. Is it saved? We only created. When I click on the save, record will be saved to database table. Similarly, is it saved to database? No. When I write insert ACC, this will be saved to database. Until I create insert, it will not save. Only variable is created. When I say insert ACC, record will be saved to database. Now, when I enter the data here, if I click on the save only, this record will be saved to database. Am I right? I have entered the data. Unless I click on the save, record will not be saved to database. Similarly, if I enter the data, acc.name, acc.phone, acc.industry, I created, that's all. not saved. If I want to save, I have to write insert. Are you getting my point here? Are you clear about this? So how do you create an instance of S object? How do you create an instance of S object? If you know it's an account, you will take account. If you know it's a contact, you will take contact. If you don't know whether it's an account or a contact, then what I will do? I will take S object. If you know it is an account, I will take account. If you know it's a contact, you will take contact. If you know it's a loan, I will take loan. When I am not sure whether it's a loan or a contact or an account, I will take S object. S object can store any type of data. Are you clear? Okay. Now, let us do create an account. Create a instance of contact. Create a what are the fields we have? Name, rating. These are the fields. Start creating the records. We should know what will be the frequently used fields in the object. You should know what are the frequently used fields in the object. Everyone is done with account? Rating, warm, ownership, public, annual revenue, active, similarly create the other one. Enter the data. We have created contact. Similarly, create an instance of opportunity. This is how we are creating. So opportunity is an Apex class associated with the table called opportunity. Opportunity is an Apex class associated with the table called opportunity. For every table, there is an internal Apex class. We are using the Apex class and creating the instance. Create an instance of a case.
Satish?
Yes.
So when we say instance creation, so do we need to assign the field values exactly? I mean,
Yeah, whatever the required fields are there, if you give it, you have to give it. The other things are optional. Now, every object I have taken, there are number of fields. I have taken only few of the fields here.
okay.
If you don't assign it, it will be null. See, when I was trying to take a data, insert into database, required fields are must. If you don't enter the required fields, it will throw error message. So whatever that is required, I have just mentioned here. Okay, Nama.
Okay.
So people are good with this. People are good with this. Okay. Now let us take the concept of an array now. How do you take an array? Now, create a array of account records. Take one by one account and display. create array of accounts and insert the data. First create an array, insert the data, then take one by one element and print it. Then put them in an array. This is how I created. Now take one by one element and print the values. Take one by one element and print the values. Everyone make an attempt. These are major topics. People have to understand the complete syntax of writing it. Don't pass the time. Everyone make an attempt of writing it. Now take one by one element and print the value. Then if it is array of account, how do you take it? account A, accounts. We have array of accounts, group of accounts, refer to one by one account and print it. Is that was clear for everyone? Everyone is good with this, right?
I have a doubt.
Yes.
So like this, if we have more than, like if we have 10 data like this, so we will be declaring array like this and also insert the record like this only, or is
See,
there any?
now don't merge UI with database with the programming. Here we are trying to learn the concept of array. It has nothing to do with your database instructions. Now, if I want to create an array of element, how do you create is the concept. Now it may be a primitive, it may be a subject, it may be expression. Right. Now it has nothing to do with your database operations. If you are supposed to create array of a subject, how will you create is the concept. No other logics involved here. Okay. Now if there are 10 fields, you have to take 10 fields and create. If there are 20 fields, you have to take 20 fields and create. Depends upon your requirement. Here the core concept what we are practicing is, if you are supposed to create array of a subject, how will you create? That's the topic. Okay, we are nowhere connected to database. I'm not speaking anything related to UI. I'm not speaking anything related to database. Our concept is how to put the elements in the array, how to refer to the elements one by one from array. That's only the concept what I'm discussing at this point. Right? And when you take subject, if there are 10 fields you want to insert, you give it. 20 fields you want to assign it. Is that was clear? Right, Amma? Got it?
Yeah. Sorry, Satish, is there any limit of records for this array?
No, there will be no limit. See, now if I want to write a logic and 50,000 records, you have to, where will you put the records?
In a subject.
Okay. See, a subject is that's what people don't compare database with this. That's what I'm trying to convey. A subject is an Apex class for you. Now, when you're speaking in Apex class, this is not an object anymore. What is this? It's a class. When you're coming to the Apex programming, it is not a object anymore. What was that? It's a class. We have array of records. We are taking one by one. Now, object has equivalent class. We are using the class now. We are using the class. That is the reason I am creating an object for the class and putting them in array. It is an array of elements where the type is account class. Okay, second point. Now he has asked a question, what is the limit for this one? Now in the database, how many records you can store? Let us say you are storing 1 million records. In the program, I want to fetch it. Will it give only 5 records? Now in the table, there are 1 lakh records. When I want to fetch, how many records will come? All the 1 lakh record will come. In database, there are 10 million records. I want to fetch those 10 million records in the program and use it. Then what will I do? So obviously, there will not be any restriction of the size. Did you get my point here? Now, number of elements in the array, there is no restriction. There is no restriction. Depends upon your requirement you have to take. But the restriction here is at the time of creating an array, you have to mention the size. At the time of creating an array, you are mentioning the size. If you mention the size as 5, I can only take 5 elements. If you mention the size as 1 lakh, I can take 1 lakh elements. Did you get my concept here? There is no restriction on how many elements you can, what is the size of an array. But at the time of creating an array, whatever the size you mentioned, that will become a restriction for you. Who mentioned the size? We have mentioned it. So as per your size, what you mentioned, restriction is applied. If I say array of integer 5 only it takes. Array of integer 20, it will take 20. 40, it will take 40. Now, Salesforce is not saying, I have a limit on size. It is you Who is creating the limitation by mentioning the size? I hope you got my point, boss. Is that was clear for you, boss?
Yes, Satish.
Right. So look at this. I mentioned here 4. Salesforce has told you to put 4. Now, according to your requirement, you want to take 4 elements. You kept 4. If I take 400, we can put 400 elements. I hope you are good with this. Okay, boss. Okay. Now again, I mentioned very clear, boss. Now we are working with the 2 different formats. Don't try to merge both the formats. In the database, table. But in the programming, it is not a table anymore. It is a class. Table has an equivalent class. We are trying to use the class and create the record. Right. So we are only trying to refer how to make use of account class. That account class is nothing but S object. For every object in the database, we call it as S object in the programming. Every table in the database, we call it as S object in the programming. S objects are referred using the classes. S objects are referred using the classes. In the database, you are calling as a table, but in the programming, we call it as S object. And S objects are referred using what? Classes. For every S object, we have a class. With the help of class, we are doing it. So it is not record. Don't consider as a record now. It is a object of the class. So terminology should be very clear. Terminology should be very clear. That is the reason I am using every time create an instance of a case. Why I am not using create a record for a case? Now every time I am giving a requirement, I am saying create an instance of a lead. Am I using create a record, lead record? No, right? Because lead is a class here. We are supposed to create an instance of the class and use it. Did you get my point? Is that was clear? It is not considered as anymore table. It is no more considered as a record. It is a class instance. Class instance. Class instance. Is that was clear? Still, anybody has any query on this format? Right. Once again, I'll put it. Once again, I'll put it. Try to get the clarity on this. How many fields are there? It can have 40 fields, 80 fields, 100 fields, 200 fields, 400 fields. I am not sure. But is it necessary that you are to enter every data? Now let us see. When I am creating a record here, I am only entering the name, rating, type, industry, saving it. Am I entering every field value? No. Why you have entered only 4? As per your requirement, I am entering. I cannot give a global definition that these are the data what you have to enter. Am I right? When you clicked on the new, there are so many fields came. But what you entered, only entered a few of them. As per your requirement, whatever the data you want to enter, only the data you are entering. Now I cannot give a definition saying that 40 fields should be entered, 20 fields should be entered, 80 fields should be entered. Okay, time to time the data will change. Are you getting my point? Now what I can say is, what is the name of the table? What fields are there in the table? Out of that, what are you going to enter? I cannot guarantee. I can only guarantee this field. What field I can guarantee? Name I can guarantee. Why? It is required. Because it is required, I can guarantee that you are pakka entering the name. About remaining fields, I cannot guarantee. Are you getting? So when you are entering the data, which fields data you are entering will depends upon your requirement. So don't ask me which fields data you are entering. So time to time, context to context, I will enter different set of data. Time to time, context to context, I may enter different set of data. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Is that was clear? Now here, what is the concept we have? Account. In the account, I have name, phone, Now what is this? In the database, these are called, in the database we are calling this as object. Here, what is that EMP? It is also called object. Now when I say object, are you discussing about the table in the database or the class, instance of a class? Now there is a confusion here. Am I right? Whenever I say object, are you speaking about the table in the database or instance of the class? There is a reason they told, boss, if you want to refer to this table, these objects in the database, in the programming, don't call them as objects anymore. Call them as objects. The objects what you create in the database, tables what you create in the database are referred as object in Apex programming. I will not call it as an object, I will call it as object. Now in the Apex programming, what is an object? Account ACC equal to. Now what is that ACC? The instance I will call it as object. Now table is referred as object. Instance of the class is referred as object. Otherwise there is a confusion here. Are you getting my point? Any table in the database is referred as object. Now, how do you refer this object in Apex programming? For every object, they had one Apex class. What is the class name? For account object, there is an Apex class. What is it called? Class account. Now, how do you refer? If it is a class, can I use it directly? No. I have to create an object for the class. Account ACC equal to. Right? Right, boss? Then I'm giving ACC.name. Now, is this data is inserted? No. I only created, not yet inserted. Now, what was this? What was this called? What is it called? Object. ACC is a instance of object. Now, when I say insert, this instance will be saved to database. That instance will be saved to database. When it is saved to database, it's a record. Are you clear, Amma? Are you clear? Are you clear about this? Now, every object has equivalent Apex class. We are going to use the class and write the logic. We are going to use the class and write the logic. So don't refer this as a record. Don't refer this as a record. You are supposed to refer this as instance. Once it is saved to database, then only we call it as record. Once I say record, it will have ID. Once I say record, it will have ID. Is that was clear, boss? I hope I'm good with this. Good with this? Clear? Clear? So, table in the database, in the programming, we are calling as object. How do you use object in the Apex programming? Every object has a equivalent Apex class. Using that class, we are going to use it. Table in the database will have, table in the database is called as object in the Apex programming. How do you use object? Every object has one Apex class. Using that class, we are going to use it. Is that was clear? Clear? Right? Okay. Why we are insisting? So the terminology should be clear with you. Down the line, when I'm using a terminology, you should understand. Right? Is that was clear? Now tell me some of the objects. Account. object means that object is not standard object. Right? Object is Salesforce. It can be a standard object or custom object. Right. SC is not standard, it's Salesforce. Now it can be standard object or custom object. Now for every class, what we have? For every class, we have one Apex class. How can you say it is an Apex class? How can you say it's an Apex class? Let us see. I will try to print account.name. If I say system.debug account, it says variable does not exist. So they're not considering this as a table. They're considering this as what? One class. If you want to use the class, we are supposed to create a reference variable for the class. Account ACC. Right? Are you clear about this? I hope I'm good with this. Okay. Again, I'm mentioning very clearly, down the line, we get a confusion between object and subject, because in the Apex class, every time I want to use the Apex class, what I do? Create an object for the class, create an object for the class. But in the database, we used to call table as what? Objects. To avoid this confusion, we are having this much discussion. Now, down the line, whenever I want to use the Apex class, I will create an object for the class. Now, to get the clarity between object of a class and object created in the database, to avoid the conflict between these two, the objects created in the database, we are calling them as object. And instance of a class, we are calling them as object. Is that was clear? Right, boss? Online, someone who has asked me the query. Am I clear with this?
Yes, Satish.
Yes.
Fine. Look at this. Okay. Okay, boss. I was giving some example here, right? Okay. Create an array of customer. Create an array of customer, insert the data, and refer to the values.
Yeah, hello Satish sir.
Yes.
Can you open the Visual Force page, the topic covered on Friday? I missed the class last week, so I want to check.
Yes. We discussed this at the end, boss. That's not the.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Start doing this, boss. Everyone. Then create this. Because it's a custom field, we are taking this data. Put them in a right. Then take a loop for customer. The previous ones are standard objects. Now I have taken them as custom objects. Is standard object. Now we have taken this as custom objects. Underscore C because it is a custom object. Underscore C is because it is a custom field. It is a custom object and it is a custom field. I hope you are good with these concepts and everyone has followed this. Any further queries? Clear, boss? Okay. Right. So that's all from my end for the day.
Satish.
Yeah, 1 minute. Any query from the classroom? Right. That's all from my end. See you all in the next session. Yes, online. Go ahead now.
Satish, can you give syntax for the for loop?
For data type, whatever the data type you are taking. This is the format. If data type is a employee, colon, array name.
Okay, thank you.
And somebody is asking me the topics covered, right?
Yes, Satish.
I think I am not updated. Let me give you 9th, 10th, 7th and 8th.
I want for 6th, 7th, and 8th. 7th and 8th.
These are the topics for the boss.
Thank you, Satish.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you show me the array class last few minutes back? So I have one doubt. New customer underscore Sri. 5 mention, you mentioned 5, sir. What is the 5?
Size amma. At the time
Sir,
of doing an
there is
NA,
a 3.
you as per your requirement, you have to mention the size. It's not a
Okay,
fixed
sir.
value. If I feel like taking 5 values, so I have given 5.
Okay, sir. One more doubt, sir. For loop customer underscore Sri, you mentioned CUST. Upper class, you mentioned C only.
See, this is one variable, boss. This is
Okay,
another
sir.
variable. I cannot have 2 variables with the same name, right? This is one particular customer record. One record I created, kept in an array. Then here I am creating another variable to refer to one by one element.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Hello, Satish. I have a question regarding the program execution. Though I have saved the page and click on the preview, it is throwing a warning as a page as not saved. What might be the issue, Satish?
You are not saved. The changes what you made is not saved.
I have clicked on save button also, but couple of times I did, but the same message.
There is no save button actually. Okay,
I
you
can't-
need to give control S.
Yeah, I did control S, yes.
If still not saved, there are errors in the program.
Oh, that
If
might
they
be
say,
error.
if there is any error, it will not be allowing you to save.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Fine. That's all from my end. See you all in the next session. Chap.